Welcome to Lola Lee Chat. Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. So Karlissa was on Instagram Live, soaking in her hot tub. She responds to people saying that Blueface should be defending her against Chrisean. She said she doesn't want him fighting her battles. And she was actually responding to, Chrisean blasting her online. Chrisean came online and, spoke about her. You see, Karlissa had an issue with Chrisean changing her profile name to Porter again. And Karlissa said this. She said, just know to get back over here, you're going to have to apologize, be respectful, and respectful that I am, and always be his mother, regardless if you like it or not. We are all family and we love each other, period. Chrisean responded back, do she know who I am? My name is Chrisean. And next, I don't know you. I only know your son, carry the blank on. She also basically came at her in this, basically told her to watch her mouth, said some other things here. Karlissa was also speaking on people saying, poor jaidyn. And she said, jaidyn is good. She's done with Blueface. She spoke on Cassie and Diddy situation too. She was talking about concubines this and concubine that. She spoke on Angela, calling her new booty. She talked about her posting that fake picture, the fake Photoshop picture, this one here. And apparently Angela didn't have any appropriate pictures to post. And that's why she posted that. Can you imagine? So that's why she had to post this Photoshop mess. And I guess Blueface and Angela are together right now, according to Karlissa.
Good morning. Good morning, angels. Good morning to you. Hey, Bree. How was church yesterday? I ain't got no tea. I do got some tea actually, but I ain't got that kind of tea. What I do want to say is I don't really care that y'all jumping on here talking about my son need to get online and he need to speak up for me. He need to tell people don't disrespect me. He don't need to do none of that shit. The only thing I need my child to do, I don't need my kids to fight my battles. I don't want them to fight my battles. Only thing I want my kids to do is fight my battles by doing better, being better, not making the same mistakes over and over and over again. A mother don't need for her child to take up for her with words or with pain or with punishment or making her look bad. I don't want him to make Chrisean look bad. That's his baby's mom. I don't want him to get on here and have to go back and forth because, I open my mouth. I want him to show y'all by doing better. That means more to me than for him to get on here and have some disrespectful words with her about his mother. When I tell him that's another threat or that's another form of disrespect, that's just showing him that that's not a good thing for you when you come home. That's not a person that's going to put you in a good situation. You know what I'm saying? Because a person who cannot respect your parent is never going to be able to respect you or your children. So that's just still me reaffirming in his mind that there's some trouble there, and that's gonna cause you some problems. That's all a mother is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to get on here and pop it for me. I don't need you to do none of that. I can do that shit myself. I don't need none of my kids to do none of that for me. I promise you I don't. I don't have no bad ill will towards her, no malice, no none of that. I want them all to get better for the sake of these kids and stay away from each other so that they can grow apart because they not for each other. And that's just what I want. So, no, I don't need y'all to get on here and he need to do this and do that publicly. No. All my son needed to do is what he did. Get on here and acknowledge that he was wrong. Acknowledge that what I told him, and acknowledge that that's why you sitting there. I am the most blessed mother in the whole world, no matter what happens from this point forward. because that's all I wanted, was for my son to tell the world that he was wrong and that I was right, and that I knew that it was a person trying to keep us apart for whatever the reason is. I don't know, and I really don't care, but that was originally the plot and the plan, and my son said that. That's all I needed, was for him to confirm that I've been fighting for him and fighting for justice and fighting for this whole family, and I was right. That's all I needed from him. I don't need nothing else from him. I don't care if he go do whatever he do in his life. That's what I needed on this project, on this point. That's all I needed. And that's all I was wanting. I wanted him to get on here and tell these people that he was wrong, that he apologized, because that's full repentance. If you can apologize, you ready to repent. God can restore you. God can get in you and make moves in you when you ready to say, you know what, I was wrong. I made a mistake. But as long as my son was sitting there with his heart hardened, you know, thinking about it in a wrong aspect, he's not ready to grow. He couldn't be ready to grow. The only way you could ever be available to grow is to be able to say, you know, my mom was right, I was wrong, I see it now, I'm ready to move forward. Because without that, you can't move forward, baby. You can't move forward. And then this other thing where y'all saying like, oh, woe is Jaidyn. There's no woe is Jaidyn. There's no woe is Jaidyn. Jaidyn said she was done. She said she been done. She took somebody to the premiere. Her and John did not leave Jaidyn without $1. He took care of her the whole time he was gone. If her ends started to run out, he made sure some more ends came from somewhere. He did what he was supposed to do as a man that give a fuck about you and a man that care about your kids. He took care. He made sure her kids ain't never went without no bed, no bedroom, no TV in their room. They done always had their own room. They done always had their own space. He doing what he have to do as a man for her and for her kids. Now, what they decide to do once they heal from all, you know, that they've been through, John has never lied to Jaidyn, not ever. He has never lied to the internet. You have never heard John get on this internet and tell anybody publicly that he's sorry like he told his mother. Or that I love you publicly like he told his mother. You've never heard him get on here and say, I'm ready to be a husband. I'm ready to be in a relationship. You've never heard that. All you've heard him say is, I'm not ready. I'm not mature enough for that. We cannot keep holding other people accountable. Once somebody shows you who they are when they come in your life, if they don't show you some consistency, that's your fault if you keep moving forward with that person. Stop blaming your baby daddy. You knew your baby daddy didn't want you when you got with him. You knew that. Now, maybe he might one day, he might grow into it. You know, we all have those hopes. But if he don't, you got to be able to stand there and say, I'm good with or without it. Because I already know you ain't ready when I got with you and opened up my legs and gave you a couple kids or a kid, or I told you I didn't want no kids. God's not getting ready to blame nobody. When he get up there, his check mark going to be, you committed adultery. He ain't fixing to say you ran over this person, you abused this person. He going to say you told that person the truth. That's like the lady up there on the stand right now, Cassie. You told that man you wanted him to. You told that man that. You can't be mad because he on you. And I couldn't be mad either. And once you get to a certain age where you have to take accountability for yourself as a woman, you will stop blaming your baby daddy and you will find a husband. Because if you sit here keep on blaming that man who came over there, you knew he popping in and out, you know he ain't consistent, you know he over there with another woman, you know he got other friends, you know he moving how he moving, and you'll be like, he did me dirty. Bitch, you lying. Now, I don't know what y'all mamas been telling y'all about these men, but y'all ain't gonna get y'all no husband. Keep on sitting around here talking about my baby daddy, he wasn't right to me. Your baby daddy wasn't right to you on the first date, the second date, or the third date. You didn't ask to be married. You went in there and you opened your legs. You ain't asked for no protection. You ain't take no birth control. You knew that motherfucker hadn't told God that he wanted to be with you. Y'all need to stop playing with y'allself. I tell my daughter the same thing I tell my sons. If that motherfucker didn't tell you he wanted to be your husband, he shouldn't have been your baby daddy. Now, you knew that already because I told you that. Now, if you want to, some women are okay with not being married and they just want their babies. That's me. I want my babies. And I don't need you to stay here and pretend like you like me. I want my kids. That's okay if that's the type of woman you is. You want your kids to have siblings. You want them to have the same baby daddy. You have to accept responsibility for what comes with that. But don't be in here acting like somebody tricked you into having kids, or somebody, that motherfucker and he my son, and yes, that motherfucker is not ready. You know he ain't ready. The whole world know he ain't ready, but y'all want to sit up here and act like he told somebody he was ready. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that with y'all today. I love Jaidyn dearly, but Jaidyn ain't never got on here and lied to y'all and told her he tricked me. He tricked me. She ain't never got on here and played like she was no fucking victim. So stop trying to make her one. She ain't no goddamn victim. She knew good and goddamn well when Jonathan was in high school, he wasn't ready, and he ain't changed very much since high school. Just his bank account did. Okay? So if you're a smart one, and I'm talking to Miss New Booty, if you're a smart one, you won't lay down and get pregnant. You will stay on them motherfucking birth control pills before you be out here pretending to be a victim too. Or them out here pretending to make you one. Y'all motherfuckers keep on playing with y'all self. This gonna trickle down to one of your granddaughters or your kids for playing dumb. I don't play dumb with my kids. I don't play dumb at all. I told Callie, I said, Callie, I know your son need a brother, but you need a husband. Okay, so if you don't get no husband, you're going to have another bastard. And if you want to keep having bastards, that's on you, okay? That's on y'all. It's in the Bible. If you want a bastard, that's your bastard. Then you have to understand that you made a bastard. Okay, you can't be on here talking about, this is the descendant of Jonathan. This ain't no motherfucking descendant of Jonathan. None of y'all is his wives. You the concubines. And you chose to be. He didn't choose that for you. My man, that when I had my first baby, I was a concubine. I know what the Bible say about me opening up my legs, and that motherfucker ain't asked to be my husband. I was a concubine. That's what the fuck y'all is out here, is concubines, okay? You want a baby, you open up your leg, you got one. Now you over here talking about, he did me dirty. He ain't did shit, but he did you like he did the last one, okay? You know what time it was when your motherfucking ass laid down and thought you was fixing to replace somebody. The only person you can't replace is a wife, okay? So learn how to get up there and tell people before you open your legs, before you try to get your kids another sibling, before you try to make a baby, that you need to be somebody's wife. So I'm telling y'all, and I'm telling the whole world, I'm telling Miss New Booty right now, if he get out and you hurry up and make a baby, you're going to be a concubine. Get in line, okay, and wait for your food stamps. Because he ain't said nail thing about ready to be married to nobody. And if y'all don't start telling each other the truth and telling y'all kids the truth, y'all kids gonna be out here as concubines. If you learn, you know better now. Everybody, all 2 million people on this motherfucking live, they know better. Now next week you can't say when you get pregnant and that man don't want you, I don't give a fuck if you got money already, you're rich, you still gonna be a concubine. Okay, you is not going to be a wife. Your children will not be descendants of Jonathan. They will be bastards of the universe. I got 2 bastards I know. Okay? No, Jonathan is not no bastard. He's a descendant of Jonathan. It ain't very much to say about, but he's still a descendant of Jonathan. Okay, when you get married, before you have a kid, then that child becomes a descendant of that daddy. So, Miss New Booty, we ain't taking no excuses from you if you pop up with a baby 9 months from now and talking about it's his fault. No, ma'am. His mama told you, and everybody in here told you. We telling her, right? We telling Miss New Booty, you will be a concubine, and your child will not be a descendant. It will be a bastard, okay? So I don't want nobody else in here acting like they don't know. I told Jaidyn since she was a kid, find you a lawyer, a doctor, somebody that's ready, somebody that's mature. But if you decide to stay here, we will not be no victim, because I, his mammy, told you how him and his daddy roll. Okay, that's how they roll over there in the book of Jonathan. Okay. The book of Jonathan is very immature. He's very not ready. He's not ready to settle down. He don't like one woman yet. Maybe he will one day, hopefully soon. But that ain't Jonathan. That's not the book of Jonathan I know. So the next one of y'all, whoever sign up to be on his show, to be his woman, unless we hear all the women of Egypt, okay, all the women of America, all the women on the goddamn Instagram, unless we hear Jonathan say, I thee take you to be my wife, we don't want to hear the motherfucker cry, because we know he like 2-3 of them, okay? His daddy was like that. He from the Book of Jonathan, okay? Some motherfucking bullshit. I know. And I'm highly embarrassed because his mother is a lover. I've never cheated. I cheated when I was younger. I did. I ain't gonna lie. But I ain't never cheated on my husband, okay? I didn't run around just cheating on people. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know. I was just trying to take care of my kids. That's no excuse for being a concubine and a loose woman. But I'm telling his mother on the oath. This is my left hand because I'm holding it with my right. But just imagine the right. I'm telling you, the Book of Jonathan ain't ready. Okay? The Book of Jonathan is sitting in jail. He learning something by sitting there. But he ain't learning how to not get no coochie. We won't know how he handled being celibate without coochie until he get home. Okay? Then you will want to know if the Book of Jonathan gonna turn to another chapter. Okay? Now, we can pray about it all we want to. But Jonathan got to make that decision for himself. So, Miss New Booty, everybody in here tell her, we are not responsible. And we are not going to be held accountable. And Jonathan is not either. Because he done already told you. His mama told you. I told you. You've been knowing him longer than all the women on the Instagram. You know where he's at in his mind. And so I personally would not get at Miss New Booty. I would not get out here and become no concubine and have no bastard kids. Okay? So there we have it. Who is Kiss New Booty? Miss New Booty is Angie. Okay? Angie has become Jonathan's love interest on 6 Dot Network, the Real LA Family Blues, the Instagram, and the Los Angeles jail, prison, whatever. She has become the new spokesperson for Mr. Jonathan. According to him, to me, okay, treat her nice. You know what I'm saying? That's what he told me. Treat her nice and see what she all about. That's what he told his mama. That's what I'm doing. Okay. He didn't say what for. He just said, sometimes they want to run it by you after they done fucked it up a couple times. You know what I'm saying? They want to run it by their mama when it's too late and tell me if she a nice girl. He talking about as a friend or somebody that I could, be around that won't try to set me up, won't try to, do no vindictive shit. Because he know I know. You know what I'm saying? I got a track record. He know his mama know. So he said take her out and have some drinks and eat with her on him. So that's what I did. And I didn't get no full report yet. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to marinate on it. I don't let nobody just, tell me on one dinner that they a nice girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing how she responding to y'all, how she responds to whatever comes up. I'm checking out the Miss New Booty, okay? Stop it. We know she made a fake picture. She got real pictures. I told her not to post them real pictures because they real nasty. And I don't think she want to show the world that side of her. So my advice to her was, please don't show that picture. Show another picture. Okay? She showed me a nice picture of her in Jonathan's house. That's not where you want to show a picture at because the last people showed that picture. And there's no need to make the Instagram think that you in any type of competition with anybody that's taking a picture in that spot. So he asked me to give her good advice. He asked me to sit down and help her understand how people gonna come for her, and that's what I'm doing. So she asked me if if I thought she posted this picture, would it be offensive? Because she wants to make sure that she let people know that she's Miss New Booty, which I would want to do too. Especially if I'm taking care of you. You know what I'm saying? And she's not saying that I'm here and everybody gotta go. She's just saying I'm here and I'm his friend and we together right now. That's what I got from it. Okay? That I'm gonna let her say when she talk, what she say. So I think that was an appropriate picture for her to put together instead of posting the ones she was gonna post. Because I don't think nobody should see that much of your booty while your man is, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to show that picture. He might not approve of that one. But she was going to show y'all some pictures that she got, and y'all might not have liked them pictures. So she said, I said, just use that one then until y'all get a new one. Didn't that make better sense? Because, honey, if she would have showed you that picture, I almost passed out. I said, ooh, I don't want to see that kind. He got his thing all up her ass and shit. No, don't come like that. You don't want to come like a concubine. You know what I'm saying? You want to come like Miss New Booty. I ain't gonna lead her in the wrong way. Then he'd be like, why you have her, let her post that picture and you knew. Girl, bye. I'm getting a 2-for-1. The Lord is working on both my sons at one time. I'm getting a 2-for-1. I better get a church out the deal, Lord Jesus. I better get me a pastor and a church out the deal, Lord Jesus. Because Lord knows what I've been through. I better get a church and a pastor. I better get a pastor and a deacon.
All right, guys. So you heard what Karlissa had to say. Definitely let me know your thoughts. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.